Halloween has always been a time for gathering around and indulging in tales that make the hair on your neck stand up, and classic horror films continue to reign supreme. Their timeless appeal, haunting visuals, and unmatched storytelling make these films essential for any horror enthusiast. However, beyond the mainstream lists, there are hidden gems and unique angles to approach these masterpieces. Let's journey into the dark, mysterious corners of cinematic history with a unique look at the top 10 best vintage Halloween movies of all time. This list will guide you through classics with a fresh perspective and uncover lesser-known details that elevate them from simple horror films to timeless works of art. Night of the Living Dead, 1968. Widely recognized as the birth of the modern zombie film, Night of the Living Dead remains as influential today as it was over 5 decades ago. What many don't realize, though, is how deeply George A. Romero embedded social commentary into his masterpiece. Released at the height of the civil rights movement, casting Dwayne Jones, a black actor, as the lead was groundbreaking and added an unsettling layer of real-world tension to an already terrifying scenario. Filmed on a shoestring budget, Romero and his crew used everyday items to bring the horror to life, and the result was a film that feels raw and real, making the terror even more immediate. Every Halloween, this film is more than just a zombie flick, it's a reflection on society's collapse under pressure. Psycho, 1960. Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho has permeated pop culture to such an extent that even those who haven't seen the film recognize its famous shower scene. However, fewer know about Hitchcock's daring and controversial decision to kill off his star, Janet Leigh, early in the film. Audiences were left in shock, and critics marveled at Hitchcock's nerve. The film also stood out for its exploration of mental illness, taboo for its time, with Anthony Perkins' portrayal of Norman Bates giving audiences a deeply disturbed yet oddly sympathetic villain. Though Psycho has been analyzed countless times, it continues to be a Halloween favorite for how it challenges viewers' perceptions of safety and sanity, leaving an unsettling psychological mark long after the final credits roll. Haunting, 1963. The 1960s gave birth to a new era of horror, and The Haunting stands at the forefront of psychological horror. Based on Shirley Jackson's novel The Haunting of Hill House, this film makes your skin crawl not with monsters but with the suggestion of unseen forces. It asks one of the most chilling questions: is the terror external, or is it all in the characters' heads? What sets The Haunting apart from other films of the time is its reliance on sound and atmosphere. Director Robert Wise masterfully manipulates viewers' imaginations, using shadows, whispers, and subtle camera movements to build a tension that is inescapable. The ambiguity of the film continues to haunt audiences, making it a perfect film for Halloween, especially for those who appreciate psychological depth over jump scares. House on Haunted Hill, 1959. Vincent Price delivers a deliciously campy yet chilling performance in House on Haunted Hill. The film's concept, a millionaire offering $10,000 to anyone who can survive a night in a haunted house, seems like a simple setup for a haunted house movie, but its execution makes it far more. Price's character, along with the eerie setting, provides a sense of dread and intrigue that other films of the time lacked. Behind the scenes, the film was known for its innovative use of gimmicks in theaters, such as skeletons on wires that swooped over the audience. Director William Castle was a master of showmanship, and it's that playful but effective manipulation of fear that makes House on Haunted Hill a Halloween favorite. Dracula, 1931. While Bela Lugosi's portrayal of Count Dracula remains iconic, what makes Dracula an enduring Halloween staple goes beyond its gothic allure. Lugosi's casting wasn't an immediate choice. Universal Studios initially considered other actors, but Lugosi's distinctive accent and commanding presence ultimately won him the role. What few realize is how much Lugosi shaped the vampire archetype. Before Dracula, vampires weren't necessarily elegant or hypnotic, they were often depicted as monstrous. Lugosi, with his deliberate pacing and suave charm, forever changed how the world saw the vampire. While the film might lack the fast-paced horror of modern cinema, its atmosphere, dark, brooding, and oozing with gothic horror, cements it as an essential film for Halloween. Frankenstein, 1931. Boris Karloff's portrayal of the monster in Frankenstein is universally lauded, but the true brilliance of James Whale's 1931 film is in its thematic complexity. Frankenstein isn't just a tale of science gone wrong, it's a deeply human story about identity, isolation, and the consequences of unchecked ambition. The film's gothic visuals, thunderstorms, looming castles, and eerie laboratories, provide the perfect Halloween atmosphere. Behind the scenes, Karloff endured grueling makeup sessions to transform into the monster, and his physicality in the role, conveying pain and confusion without dialogue, makes the character truly unforgettable. Frankenstein continues to resonate, reminding us that sometimes the most terrifying monsters are the ones we create ourselves. The Wolf Man, 1941. Lon Chaney Jr.'s portrayal of Larry Talbot in The Wolf Man is full of tragedy, making this werewolf film more emotionally compelling than most monster movies of its time. At its heart, the film is about a man fighting against his primal urges, doomed to transform under the full moon. The film's use of fog-shrouded forests and moonlit landscapes is a visual treat, creating a classic Halloween atmosphere. But beyond the eerie visuals, The Wolf Man explores themes of fate, fear of the unknown, and the inevitability of one's own dark side. Chaney's performance, combined with groundbreaking special effects, makes this film a lasting favorite. The Bride of Frankenstein, 1935. A sequel that surpasses the original in many ways, The Bride of Frankenstein brings both horror and dark humor to the screen. James Whale's directorial vision is on full display here, blending gothic horror with elements of camp. The creation of the bride, played by Elsa Lanchester, is one of the most iconic scenes in horror history, and the film's exploration of loneliness and acceptance gives it an emotional depth. Visually stunning and packed with unforgettable moments, The Bride of Frankenstein is not just a Halloween favorite but a work of art that continues to influence the genre. Carnival of Souls, 1962. Though an independent film made on a tight budget, Carnival of Souls has gained cult status for its haunting imagery and eerie, dreamlike quality. The film follows a woman who, after surviving a car crash, becomes increasingly detached from reality, drawn to an abandoned carnival. The film's low-budget aesthetic only adds to its haunting atmosphere, making it feel like a waking nightmare. Carnival of Souls may not be as well known as other films on this list, but its surreal visuals and existential dread make it an unforgettable Halloween viewing experience. Horror of Dracula, 1958. Christopher Lee's performance as Count Dracula in Horror of Dracula brought a new intensity to the vampire genre. Unlike Bela Lugosi's suave Count, Lee's Dracula is vicious, violent, and unstoppable. Hammer Studios' lush Technicolor cinematography adds a gothic beauty to the film, with vibrant reds and eerie shadows creating a visually stunning experience. Horror of Dracula stands out for its bold portrayal of the vampire as a bloodthirsty predator and remains a quintessential Halloween film for lovers of classic horror. This list of vintage Halloween films takes you through a mix of iconic and underappreciated gems that have defined horror for generations. These films are not only perfect for Halloween night but also carry legacies of innovation, creativity, and timeless chills. Halloween is the perfect time to revisit these classics, reminding us that even in an era of CGI and advanced effects, true terror lies in atmosphere, performance, and unforgettable stories.